Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and this one's going to be dedicated to learning about absolute value. And to kind of say it simply, absolute value is when anything inside these little bars that you see here, the inside result always becomes positive, right? So that last simplified form that you have, that's what becomes simplified. So let's dig into some examples of what I mean by that, all right? So I'd actually like to start with this example just because I feel like it clarifies like what I was saying in that last point, right? So we have in absolute value bars 8 minus 3, and then outside minus, and then inside again 4 minus 11 equals 1, right? So remember what I was telling you about how these absolute value bars, the inside result becomes positive, right? So let's get it to a form where it's broken down completely, it's simplified completely, right? So let's start with this 8 minus 3, right? So that would break down to 5, right? And then you have that minus sign, and then you have this other one, right? So 4 minus 11, that's equal to negative 7. You can always do that with your calculator, but it's negative 7. Then all of that equals what? So the only thing that's really tricky here, because this value is already simplified and this one's already simplified, so now you're going into this point of this inside result has to become positive, right? So this one's already positive, so we can just rewrite this as 5, right? Take away that absolute value. But then it's minus negative 7 in absolute value bars. Remember, this is the final result. This is the inside result, and it's negative right now, but it has to become positive, so this just becomes 7, right? So it's just minus 7, right, equals, then you can simplify this down, equals negative 2. And that would be your final answer for that, right? So what I did, you simplify everything in these terms, and then once you get that final result, you determine whether it's negative or positive. If it's negative, make it positive, right? And then continue on with the problem, just like I did. So this is another example of a question that you'll see a lot of the times on the SAT and ACT. So this is an example. What are the two solutions for in absolute value bars? 4x plus 4, and then equals 12, right? So remember what I said about here, how the inside result has to become positive. And if you know that this inside result will eventually become 12, whether it's negative or positive at the end of this, you know that you would have to set it equal to, so 4x plus 4 equals 12. But then you have this other solution where it could possibly, 4x plus 4 could actually equal negative 12 as well. Because when you simplify it down and you take these absolute values, absolute value bars, you know that it has to become positive at one point, which will give you that 12. So you know that it can also equal negative 12 inside of these absolute value bars, right? So let's do 4x plus 4 equals negative 12 as well. All right, so let's start over here with solving. Remember, using backwards PEMDAS, subtract 4 from both sides, so that simplifies to 8, and then you have 4x equals 8, just divide by 4 on both sides, and you get x equals 2, or on this side, you can do the same thing over here, so subtract 4 from both sides, that would give you 4x is equal to negative 16, because remember you're subtracting 4 by both sides, so minus 4 over here, and negative 12 minus 4 equals negative 16. And then you're going to get 4x equals negative 16. Simplify that, divide both sides by 4. So you divide 4 on this side, and then you divide 4 on this side. Remember, a negative number divided by a positive number equals a negative number. So you're just going to get negative 4 as your other solution for this problem. Right? So in case you didn't understand why I solved it for it twice, remember, what we're solving for in here, that's going to be our inside result, right? And we have to make sure that that inside result always becomes positive, right? But before you simplify it, it can be negative. Before you really think about the absolute value bars, it can be negative. all the absolute value bars do is take that final result that you have and make it positive if it needs to be, right? So you know that 4x plus 4 can equal just 12, or it can also equal negative 12, right? So that's how you do that. So a quick recap of absolute value. It's when everything inside of this eventually has to become positive. Once it's completely simplified, you make it positive. And these are the two examples that you'll really see on the SAT or ACT in some kind of form. They'll either have you break it down once they give you all of the values and figure out a solution based on that, or figure out what the two solutions for the problem is once they include a variable in there. And they just want to see if you know what two terms what's in the absolute value bars can equal. And in this case, they can equal 12, and you can also equal negative 12, because you know once those absolute value bars do their magic, it's just going to pop out as 12 anyway, right? All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.